Hello, I'm just going to see if I can invite artist Anna Vigurs to come and join us. Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Can you see me?
Oh wow. Oh, it's all a bit green and foresty looking.
Oh yeah. Oh, hang on a sec. I am filming some flowers. There
Hello,
I
how are
am.
you doing?
Hey.
Oh,
Oh,
aces. It's good to see you.
you too,
Oh,
darling.
wow.
Oh, there we go.
What are you up to this afternoon?
Well, I am not anything terribly exciting this afternoon. I'm writing some labels up for some of my bags that I'm
Oh,
going to be
cool.
selling. And
Ooh,
having a manic house clean. So this is
yeah.
like the highlight of my day, Jess,
Oh, brilliant.
being with you.
Oh, well. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm here just sort of like trying to sort out the Kickstarter and doing a few more bits and bobs because some of the images aren't loading and it hasn't been reviewed by the Kickstarter team. So I'm hoping that all works out okay.
Oh, you're
Uh,
doing so well. That's something that
oh,
my brain can never get its head around. I'd never know how to do what you're doing.
oh
You're
no,
doing
it's cool.
great.
It's just copying lots of other people who've done it really and like reading through like which ones have done
Mm.
well and all this stuff and I'm just like seeing right what do people like, what do I like, and just trying to do it from the heart and stuff, but
Oh, and that totally comes through. We all feel that with your work.
oh,
You're
thank
amazing.
you. Oh, I can see one of your little ladies up on the wall behind you there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, tell us about her.
So, oh, shall I get her down a sec
Yeah,
for you?
yeah.
I'll just unplug myself.
Awesome.
Ooh. Get myself back in. Always feels a bit better with headphones for some reason, doesn't
Yeah.
it? These things. So yeah, this is one of my kind of wildlings that I've made.
Wow,
I
she's
don't know
amazing.
if you can see her very well. Um, yeah, she was inspired by a children's book written by Sophie Anderson. I don't know if you know Sophie
Yes,
Anderson.
she's amazing. Definitely. If
She
anyone out
is.
there has heard of her, definitely just go and find her books. She's awesome.
Yeah. So she's written a book called oh my gosh, is it The Girl That Sang Storms or something that sung storms?
Yeah.
I can't remember entirely the title, but I got a few pages in and it's all about bird and human hybrids and I
Oh,
thought, oh my
wow.
God, I really want to make one of them.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, she's for sale. She's in my Etsy shop.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
So thank you.
I love the way you like incorporate little bits of lace and buttons and all the
Oh
lovely stuff.
yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm all about the texture. So like when I started doing art full time, I was doing mostly painting and I just got really desperate for texture because my background's in sculpture. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it's really lovely to get my hands back on fabric and clay and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you study like sculpture at uni then? Did you do it like full
Yeah, I
time there?
did.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but it was 18 years ago. So I know. Yeah, ages ago. And I have forgotten a lot of it. It was so different back then. You know, we were doing so much conceptual art. The sort of stuff I'm doing now would have been quite frowned upon probably because it was too folky,
Oh.
too, do you know
I
what I
don't
mean? It was
I
just too
don't get that.
magical or
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't get that. I don't get why that isn't accepted in like the highbrow art world kind of thing because
I know.
it's so personal, isn't it, for every
Yeah.
artist. It's not something you can teach and you shouldn't force it on other people either. I don't get it. But
Yeah, I think there's been such a lovely revival of folk art and storytelling and tradition over the
yeah,
last 10 years, maybe. It's so much
totally.
more accepted and celebrated.
It is. It
Thank
feels a lot more
goodness,
relaxed.
because Yeah, it's like medicine for the soul, isn't it? It's like
Yeah,
storytelling,
absolutely.
but in a physical form.
Yeah,
Oh,
cool.
so we wrote out some questions for each other, didn't we,
We did,
Jess?
yeah. We're just here babbling away, aren't we? Yeah. What have I got? Yeah, I was going to ask you,
Oh, hello everyone.
uh, um, about like how you started out in like art and stuff, and like what was it like in school for you and things like that, and what led you
Oh,
into kind of that space.
well, I guess I was always creative. You'd probably say the same about you as well, you
Mm.
know. As a child, always doing something creative. I'm dyslexic, so academic stuff wasn't really for me. So when I
Mhm.
was 16, I was able to go to, I didn't do A levels, I did my GCSEs, and then I went to a BTEC college, did art
Yeah.
and design. And those were the best years. They were
Mhm.
amazing. They were so freeing and so liberating. And then I went on to uni, and that was just quite a little bit restrictive. I found that a little bit, everyone was too cool for school.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, and there was just so much competition, and I kind of just dropped art for a little while after that because it just all
Oh,
felt
that's
a
a
bit
shame, isn't
much.
it? Oh.
Yeah, and I had to get a job and do real life things, like
Mm.
got married, had some babies. I
Yep.
had
Yep.
to.
Oh,
Yeah. What
bless you.
about you, Jess? Tell us about how you came to it all.
Well, yeah, like you, always been quite creative and that, but I felt during, I suppose, the later years of school and college, I didn't really do much art and that at that time. Because I thought that going in a more academic direction, or at least trying to, would be more useful in the world out there, you know. But so
Yeah.
I did archaeology, which doesn't end up paying that much when you go to a
Oh,
career. Like a lot of people on digs and that are like volunteers and that, aren't they? So I'm like,
yeah.
can't really live on that, can I? So
Oh no.
yeah, so after so I was in Wales, like not far from you,
Yes.
studying archaeology there, just in the most beautiful area in mid Wales, and just yeah, I'm so grateful I went there, even though academically, it's neither here nor there. But
Mm.
met some amazing people, and yeah, loved it, absolutely loved it. But then after that, I was sort of floating around a little bit, did a bit of work in a department store, was like, don't really want to do this. And then out of the blue, someone I'd met at uni phoned me from Korea, from South Korea, saying, do you want to come over here and work and like teach for a year or so? And I'm like, yeah, yeah, why not?
Oh
So
wow,
yeah,
that's cool.
and yeah, I didn't even need at that time a teaching certificate or anything, the TEFL teaching
Hmm.
things.
Yeah.
And so I was really lucky. I went over there and did that for like a year. And while I was there, I did a lot of writing and thinking, and got into art a little bit more, but not
Mm.
not professionally in any way, but just started thinking about it a bit more. And then came back here and lived in London for a bit, which was awesome, but very city-fied, obviously. That didn't really suit. But I
Yeah,
was kind of doing a
yeah.
bit of building management there as well, which was really cool. I got to kind of like look after this building just off Haymarket in the middle of the city, and that was really awesome because most of the day I was just like on my own, just like welcoming people into the building,
Mm.
making sure it was all right, health and safety wise and stuff. And I could go there
Wow, that's
like,
such a different job.
I know. It's yeah, bizarre, but I get there really early in the morning. Like I worked 7 till 7, so it was a bit of a killer. But
Mm.
I'd get up there like on the roof in the morning and just like look over the city, and like in the summer it was so like hazy and quiet and like quite magical as well,
That's
like the haze
nice.
coming off the river and stuff. So I really loved that. And yeah, after that, was going to take a little break and kind of go traveling and stuff like that. But my mum called out of the blue saying, because they just moved to Spain, and she called saying your dad's really ill, and so we need you over here essentially. So I ended up moving there with my parents for, I ended up being there sort of 3 years on and off, and thought I was in this little village in Spain, and there was no way I could work. There were no jobs apart from a couple of little like tourist bars, and you know, there weren't any jobs. And then my friend said, oh, have you heard of this website called Etsy? This was like 2006 or 7, I think.
Oh, wow, when it was really fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was like, no, I've not heard of it. I had a look on it, and she said, oh, maybe you should put something up there. And it was weird because I hadn't done much art for years and years, so it was really lovely that she thought of me. And like, hello everybody, hi Luke. Right. Yeah, so that was really cool. And I started just putting little like abstract paintings and like little kind of whimsical pictures of little ladies and stuff like this. Like nothing like the art I do now. So yeah.
Like your the ones you've done from Pride and Prejudice, was it? Or they were Jane
some of the Jane Austen ones, and I did a few little Bronte ones on book pages and stuff. And not really old books, I don't tear those up, but yeah, I can't do that. But, yeah, that was really lovely, and people seemed to really like them. So I was like, oh wow, got a bit of confidence in it then, and sort of started moving in different directions and stuff. So yeah, that's how the art thing took off. Yeah.
It's so cool, so lovely that in that difficult time with your dad being so poorly, you were able to just find that within yourself, isn't it? As well,
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
it was really
absolutely.
Good. And, it was really nice for him to see me starting out on like a career of my own as well, and he was like so proud. It was really lovely. So yeah.
Oh, that's lush. Oh, take a breath. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. I really like that. And you've just sustained it, haven't you? Like, you worked so hard. There was always something. I think I've been following you for like four or 5 years now, and you've always got such a clear vision of what you're doing, which is really inspiring, because I'm a bit like, whoa, I want to do this, I want to do that. But you really focus. It's really good.
Oh, thank you. I'm really glad it looks like that, because it doesn't feel like that in my brain at all. I feel like I'm all over the place. But no, for me, look, watching you work as well, you seem to have a really clear vision. It's like really kind of nature-based, and these amazing characters that you kind of pull out of these textures and fabrics and materials that you use, and I absolutely love it. It's so magical.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. It was so funny because I was getting kind of not fed up of painting, but like I said earlier, I was just really missing texture and getting my hands into stuff. And I bought a pack of clay, air dry clay, and I just didn't know what to do with it. I was like, okay, I went on Pinterest for some inspiration, and everything I made was just rubbish. And I was like, come on, I've got a degree in sculpture, but I just couldn't get anything out of it. And then when I took the pressure off myself, all these little faces just started to come out of nowhere. And they were all really old and really wise and wrinkly and a bit wonky. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just going to carry on. And that's how the first collection got born and created. So the Elders collection I made. And that was kind of a bit of a homage, I don't know how you say it, to when I worked in the care home with a lot of people in there had dementia. So it was like I worked through quite a lot of the grief that I'd been through during that lockdown. Just seeing so many people die from COVID and from dementia. So it's a really kind of cathartic thing to do.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's absolutely gorgeous of you. But yeah,
Oh.
I'm sure wherever they are, if it's possible, they'll be looking down, just like smiling and loving all the work that you're doing. And I've got one of your little ladies here. I love her so much. The one that I won.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Oh, it's so
her.
sweet that you won that competition. And I won one of your competitions as well. It's so weird
Yay!
how that goes because there was no fixing in that. Like that, your name came out the hat.
Yay! Awesome.
Oh, it's meant to
Oh,
be.
yeah, exactly. I was just saying the same thing. But yeah. Oh, what
Oh.
else have we got? Have we got more questions to do?
Oh,
You wrote some
well,
down.
what I'd love to ask you, Jess, you are creating your new deck, your crystal forest deck. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you feel okay to talk about that, or are you really
Yeah,
fed up of
sure.
it?
I think so.
So
Yeah,
yeah, my
so I've got
question was,
actually I'm currently colouring some of the edges of this one. I don't know if you can see that, but like I'm doing
nice.
some of them with coloured edges, which they just look so awesome when you're shuffling them. But yeah, my crystal forests. Here you go. Here's like the first edition cover box cover
Beautiful.
thing. So yeah, we're doing the Kickstarter for the second edition because I haven't got any of these left now, which is so awesome. I didn't
Wow.
expect them to like sell out. It's like half of them went through at the 2020 Kickstarter, and then the rest have gone since then. So I'm doing a second edition, and the printers say they've got a new like gold ink printer, which is even like stronger and shinier gold on it now. So it's like I'm
Oh,
really
that's
looking forward to seeing the
exciting.
prototype, which is coming through on Monday. So I'll be able to show you guys all that then. And yeah, I mean,
Amazing.
I'm really looking forward to painting some more of these because we've got in the first deck we've got like 42 of these, all different forests, inspired by different crystals. So there's 42 of those, and I want to add 3 more into this second edition deck. So and people who back the Kickstarter are going to be able to vote on what crystals they want. So I'm really
Oh,
excited to see what they're
nice.
going to be. Yeah, so I've done some little like preliminary like practice pieces so people can see what possible crystals might look like in the future, like new ones and stuff, and they can just sort of choose from those. So yeah, it's all a bit nerve-wracking
Oh,
but really exciting as well, and it's so lovely that there's like so much support and just this gorgeous community here on Instagram and on Facebook and just around. It's just really lovely to have that kind of
is
support.
it's
So
the best, isn't
yeah,
it? Like social media can be a real like crazy place to navigate, but I think when you are a creative and you find other lovely creative souls and people that really adore art and
mm-hmm.
supporting people on a personal level as well as just financial or whatever, it's magical. We're really lucky
Absolutely.
to have that.
We are. I
Oh, the
think
sun's
this.
come out. I'm being blinded.
Oh, it's cloudy here. I think we're going to get some more rain soon. But
Oh,
but yeah, this community is just gorgeous, isn't it? It's like people who are really like, from my experience here, really lovely and open-minded and like really sweet
hmm.
and just like kind and stuff. And it's like, I mean, I haven't yet had a feeling of being overwhelmed on Instagram. I can like, or maybe I'm just not
That's
noticing it.
good.
I don't know. But yeah, it can
That's good
get a
because
bit.
you've got a lot of followers, haven't you? So
I've got a
that's
few at
really nice
the
that
moment.
yeah.
But no, I'm lucky. I'm
Oh.
lucky. But
I think the scary thing is finding like people that have really got big. They're having their accounts hacked, and like there's all sorts of people copying their accounts, and that
yeah,
scares me. Having your work ripped off. I don't really know
Yeah.
how you go about protecting yourself. We need to look into all that.
Yeah, I know there's like a two-way protection thing, isn't there, where you have a code as well. So there's that, but
Mm.
I don't
Yes,
really
I've done
know
that.
further than that. All you can do is like let your followers know and like check
Yes,
any
that's
copycat
it.
accounts, like make sure they've spelt, because there's always a slightly different spelling and all that, isn't there?
Yes,
So,
that's
but
true.
yeah, and just like make sure you're
Oh,
elsewhere on
we're
social media.
navigating it well.
I don't know. I think so.
Oh,
But,
what have I got on my questions for you? Let me have a little look. Um, oh, yeah, this is a cute little question. We came up with something similar for each other, didn't we? About stepping into the past. What's one of your strongest memories from childhood?
oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, God, I think my first memory is probably um, from when I was about 18 months old, and we were up in Yorkshire. And I think I picked a hose pipe up in the garden and squirted it in my face. So that was quite a shock. So I remember doing that. And that was like,
oh, that
yeah,
is cute.
just like running around in the sunshine, and then, yeah, all the flowers everywhere. And then, yeah. So that was lovely.
Oh,
And then I think next, like when I was 2.5, 3, my parents moved to not Spain, Cyprus with me.
mm.
And I remember just like being out in our little back garden. We lived in this tiny little village house up in the mountains. It was gorgeous. And it's like, I just remember that as just being heaven. And I'd get up really early in the mornings before my parents and like go out and just like sit on my
Oh,
swing, which was on a tree that my dad had put there for me. And I'd just sit and swing there for ages and ages and ages. And I just remember that. It's
oh,
just
that's lovely.
so chilled, yeah. And my dad would go out on bike rides, and like he brought back a chameleon once, like for me to
Wow.
see
Oh,
and stuff. And it's, oh, they're such gorgeous animals. So I just remember like holding this chameleon and it crawling all up my arms and stuff. Like, yeah, so that's one of my early memories from 3 or 4 as well. So yeah, yeah, but all mostly like nature based, I suppose, my memories. Like,
mm.
I don't know if that's the same for all children. What about you?
Yeah, I've got a really, really early childhood memory, probably around 18 months as well. Um, so my mum and dad used to walk me around the park just to try and get me to sleep, like you do when you've got a baby.
Yeah.
And I remember looking up. So I must have either been in a pram or a pushchair that tilted back, and I could see all the leaves and the light coming through the
Oh,
leaves, and I could hear wood pigeons
oh yeah.
in the trees. And my mum has said, as I've grown up, oh yeah, you were really good at imitating wood pigeons. Um, and it's like, sometimes you have a false memory of something. It can be
Mm,
something someone's told you and you create it. But
yeah.
for me, that is a real true memory of hearing the birds and seeing all
Oh
the
wow.
light coming through the trees. And another one for me is, and I think all kids do this, is just making magic potions. So going out, ripping up
Yeah.
leaves and flowers, covering them in
Oh yeah.
water,
Love
bashing them
that.
about, making
Mm-hmm.
perfume.
Yeah.
Um,
Still do
so
that.
the smell, yeah, I know, it's great.
Yeah.
The smell of cow parsley is just like, it takes me straight
Mm.
back. So we had a lovely school playground that went out into like a little woodland, and it'd be full of cow parsley.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, I just remember with my friends just collecting it all, making, just making all the spells. And I think that
Oh
still comes
wow.
into my life, like spell work and just my fascination for all that sort of thing. It's always
Mm.
stayed with me. So yeah, it kind of comes into my work now. So these dolls are like, they're all really intentional, and they
Oh.
have like little secret messages inside them. And I love that whole kind of hidden magic within things. So there's stuff with herbs and petals and a little message, and yeah, so bringing that sort of childhood enchantment back into my artwork is really cool. I
Oh,
like that.
gorgeous. Yeah. That's lovely. I love that you can like incorporate all sorts of different materials in there into your work. It's beautiful. And you can't do that very easily in like a flat painting, like what I do. So
Yeah.
yeah. But I love your work
I
so
wonder
much.
if oh, thank you. You've been a lovely support to me, Jess. I remember messaging you saying I'm going to give up my job in the care sector, but I'm really scared. What's it like being an artist? And you were like, just do it.
Yeah.
Do
Gotta go
it.
for it. Oh.
Yeah, and that was so important to hear that. And you know, some months are like lacking in money, finances, but you know, you do go with the flow. And I'd say my life is so much better for doing it, because
Really?
the stress levels in my last job, they were so high. And
Yeah.
yeah, I constantly felt jangled about and I couldn't ground myself at all. But this has given me so much in the way of, yeah, healing myself, I suppose.
Yeah.
Sounds cheesy, but it's
It's
true.
No, it's really true, isn't it? I know. I mean, when there's a lot of stuff going on here, I don't necessarily mean a job I've got to go to or anything at the moment, but I mean, I'm lucky that all my
Mm,
work is here now. But if, you know, life things get in the way, like I've got to take my mum to hospital or do loads of stuff in town or whatever it is, I come back and I try and
yeah,
work and I just can't get my head in it. Like, even if, you know, you come back and like even an hour later you're still, I can't do it.
yeah,
So I don't know how I'd be able to deal with having a job and trying to do this. I think I just have to give up art completely. And, you know, that would
yeah,
be
that's
such
it.
a loss, wouldn't it?
It's
It's
part
like
of
your
your
heart.
soul, Jess.
It's
Yeah,
mad. But
exactly. We're the same, aren't we, in that we work from home. So I work from my kitchen table.
yeah, I'm
And
sat on
you
my
haven't
bed at
got,
the moment. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's the thing. You don't need a fancy studio set up to be an artist, do you?
No, absolutely. I mean, I've thought about stealing my eldest's desk maybe during the day while she's
Mm,
at college. So I
that's a
might
good
do that just
idea.
so I've got a bit of a better like posture when I'm working, because I often like paint
Yeah.
lying on the floor and stuff like a little kid.
Oh,
So
wow.
which I
Oh,
don't know, not very professional, but you know, it's okay.
oh, it's working. It's working well
Yeah.
for you.
But,
It's a bit of
oh,
a pain here because, like, this is the heart of the home. We've got a nice big kitchen and a nice big table. Um, but yeah, like you, I just can't leave anything out because the cat will jump on the table,
oh
or
yeah.
you know, we need to sit there to eat food, and it's just a bit, oh, that's frustrating that I can't leave work out and then come back to it a little bit later on. But I love working in the kitchen because it's just like it's got food, it's got
Mm-hmm.
snacks, and it's got good light either side of the room, and
That's so important. Yeah.
yeah, and it's just like it is the heart of the home. When I think of all the funny things that have happened around this table, it's quite nice
Yeah.
infusing that into your work as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, that's fantastic.
So that's
Oh
quite nice.
yeah. Well, we've got like this tiny conservatory like downstairs, just off the back of the lounge. So I could like stick the table in there and work on there, but it's like my mum's down there, she uses that space quite a lot, and like I don't mind working
Yeah,
around other people, but she's often kind of, I always need my own headspace to be able to work like quietly, really. And
yeah,
I'm like, is that really weird of me to be like that? I don't know, but I can't
not
sort of
at
work if
all.
someone's there watching me and stuff.
Oh
She's lovely
God,
because she's really
totally.
interested in that, but but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'm with you on that. I love having podcasts on and my music on or whatever, or just silence.
Yeah,
And if another human being brings their energy into the room, it's like, oh,
that's
it's messed it up now.
get out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
bless you.
Especially
Yeah.
with the oh my gosh, these little dolls. I'll get another one to show you. With these guys, oh, got a little bit of string there. Yeah, the whole thing with them has been so intentional. So with all the little notes written inside them, I couldn't work on them if I was in a bad mood or if I was really tired. My intention had to be so strong with them because they're talisman, and I just wanted that energy to be really, really clear. And I know for some people they're like, oh, whatever, just make it.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, to really be selling something that I truly believe in and has got so much of my concentration in and good
Yeah.
thoughts, I couldn't be having people all around the table jumping
Yeah.
around and yeah,
Completely understand that.
interrupting. Yeah.
But yeah, I
But
got a similar thing when I was painting the crystal forests. Because, like, so in 2020, I did the Kickstarter and I said, right, I'm going to paint 42 of these forests. And it took so long to do it. I just thought I'll be done in like 2 or 3 months. I can just like have the crystal as the inspiration and then do a forest for each one. And it just didn't happen like that because if I wasn't in the right mood for it, I couldn't get the picture out properly. I'd try and do it and it would just look a bit wonky or, not just not feel right at all. So I was like, oh no, this is going to take ages. So yeah, ended
oh
up
mate.
taking like 8 months, I think, to do them all. So,
Mm.
but yeah, and then of
Oh, well
course there was
done.
the homeschooling as well, wasn't there? So,
Oh man. I mean, you must look back at that and be like, how did I do all of this? And your mum's living with you as well, and 2 kids at home. It's amazing that you did it.
I don't know how it happened or yeah, but I'm glad it did, and I'm really, in a way, really glad for that time that we were all around each other at the same time as well, and
Mm.
because that I think even though it was a really difficult time for a lot of people, there were some really precious memories made at the same time, like with family, and I've seen like some couples who'd sort of grown away from each other and that, and like been going out to
Yeah.
work and and then just coming back, eating dinner and flopping in front of the TV,
Mm.
being around each other. It kind of ended up being a bit of a make or break for people, didn't it? It's like, and I know a
Definitely.
few people who are really, really thankful for that time and getting to know each other again. And
So
yeah,
true.
it's mad, really mad.
Oh.
But
It was
yeah.
so annoying because whilst everybody else was like really connecting with their families, I was having to go to work, and I was because I was part
Yeah.
of the oh, what do you call it? I don't
The
know.
key
There was a fancy
workers. You
word.
were
The
doing,
key
yeah,
workers.
you were doing
So,
such a
oh man,
special job then. Oh
it
man.
was it was crazy though because people would be posting their lovely photos, and I'd just be like, oh my God,
Oh,
it's just the
oh,
same old for me, but worse. So I feel like I'm having my special time now in a way, even though
yeah,
everyone's gone back to school and to work. At least in the evenings, we are getting proper time, and I'm not like all frazzled and stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, can I
absolutely.
ask you a question
Yeah, go for it.
about like your self-care? Because you've got 2 kids and you're caring for your mum as well. Just like what sort of things do you do to look after yourself?
Um, Try and find some quiet time. That's a really big thing. It's like, yeah, only recently I've been trying to get back into the yoga thing again. And like, not just for fitness. I never really started it for like a physical reason, but
Hmm.
I find that Yin Yoga is really really useful, sort of mentally as well, and like cause like when you're stretching yourself out, it's like you can sort of go through a mantra in your mind and sort of let things go at the same time, or like concentrate on an idea and think, right, I'm going to do this thing today, or I'm not going to let anger or sadness build up so much, and every time I notice it, I'm going to just let it go, just like my muscles are letting go
Mm.
right now, that kind of thing, and I found that just doing that helps so much, like mentally, to like chill out, even if it's just for 2 or 3 minutes doing it each day. I've just been trying to do that, and like yeah, and also a few little like I keep like little ideas and reminders around the house, which is partially why I started with the card decks as well. I kind of made one for myself with the original card deck ages ago, the Wisdom of the Forest, and like each little card has got a little keyword on it just to remind you to either like grow in some way or explore something or just like relax in some way. And like I keep little reminders like that around my house, and like find it really relaxing to be able to do that. I find that self-care, even if it's just for a few seconds at a time. But yeah, if I'm
Oh,
lucky
that's
enough to get
lovely.
like half an hour or more, then it really works. So yeah.
Oh, I love that. And your children can read those little things. They're for like everybody as well, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, very true. Yeah. So actually, my youngest started making her own little card deck with like her own little
Oh.
pictures and little words and stuff on there. So I absolutely love those. I'll keep those forever. So
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, that is beautiful. God, what an influence you are, mate. That's
Oh, I don't know if it's
lovely.
good, but
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I
yeah,
need to start on the yoga because I do find I am sat down a lot. You know, in my old job, I was running up and down stairs across buildings, and oh God, yeah, I would never really sit down.
hmm,
Um, and I'm sat down a lot now, and I can feel my shoulders starting to curl inwards, and I
yeah.
really,
You've got
you
to
know,
consciously try
I
and
don't
stretch
want
yourself out.
that.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I think I might do a bit of yoga with Adrienne if I can find that Yin Yoga,
Yeah,
because I'm not massively interested in being able to stand on my head, but just to be
yeah.
able to loosen and stretch stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
It
and to
sounds
like,
good.
yeah, to be able to stretch and like to hide cupboards and stuff. It's really nice not to be kind of feeling all scrunched up all the time
Mm.
and like in pain generally. Yeah, but
Yeah,
oh,
definitely.
there's another yoga channel called Boho Beautiful, which I don't know if you've seen
Mm.
them. But
Mm.
yeah, they're really nice. But she's so bendy. It's like, but it's
Oh my
really,
gosh.
really like, it's like I'm never gonna do that. But but they're
It's
really, really
off-putting, isn't it?
lovely. Yeah, it's mad, mad. But no, they're a really nice channel as well. It's like her and her husband, and they've got a little boy now, and they did so much traveling to like these tropical islands and stuff. It's like I'm not going to get envious. It's all right. It's all right. It's
Oh,
just nice watching it.
yeah.
One day
You've
I'll
got
do
your
it.
life. I've got
Yeah.
mine.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
I'm gonna write that down. What was it? Boho Beauty.
Boho beautiful.
Boho.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, I need to do so much more stretching. You know, I go out for a walk with my dog. He features quite a lot on my Instagram, doesn't he, my dog?
Yeah. He always
Um,
does.
but yeah, it's like, yeah, the walking just isn't enough. And yeah, just finding other ways to do self-care. So like for me, I use a lot of aromatherapy oils. So
Yeah.
before doing this, I was a little bit nervous. So I put some lavender on because I
Oh,
love
lovely.
lavender. People think it's such an old granny herb, and but honestly, like it's so powerful in so many ways, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
so I do a bit of that. Just trying to think what else I do. Being in the garden, because we've got a garden, so like I
Yes.
love growing things. I'm
Hmm.
so over the top about my veg garden right now. I'm always going outside, checking,
Yeah, yeah, it
getting the
gets addictive,
weeds.
doesn't it?
Yeah,
And
I'm
checking for
obsessive.
slugs
I
and
love it.
snails as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah,
awesome.
yeah, just having a nice balance, isn't it, to
Hmm.
things?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we haven't got a garden at the moment because we're living quite close to the town. It's so weird. I've never lived this close to a town or city before, and it's like they've just put up these really big like high rises, and they're essentially just like a couple of roads away from where we live, so we can see these high rises from our back garden, and it's really bizarre.
Wow.
But yeah, we haven't got
I
any
love
grass.
your
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, I love your photos. They look really cool. Like, because you've got your lovely plants, and then whoop, and it's often quite misty back in the
It is,
winter.
isn't it?
It
I
looks
quite like it.
really,
It's
it's
definitely an
interesting.
experience. We won't stay here forever, but I'm glad we're experiencing this. So yeah. But we've got
Yeah,
some like lots of pot plants and that down there, and our roses are just starting to pop out into bloom, which is lovely. So I'm trying to remember to
yay.
feed those because roses are really hungry. So yeah,
That's
but
true. Oh, I've remembered one more question for you.
mm,
I've got to pull it out of my brain, and I think it was, oh yeah, oh no, it's written here. What would you like to achieve in your creative future? And do you have like a dream project?
ooh, yeah, I do actually. It's quite big. I yeah, I love traveling everywhere around the world, really. Um, Obviously, there are some places that you wouldn't want to go, but
Mm,
nature wise, I can't really think of anywhere I wouldn't want to go. Even the Arctic, I'd like to see that, but I don't know how likely
wow.
that is. But yeah, I'd like to do some little kind of traveling and painting projects, and I don't really know how to go about it. I mean, I've seen on Kickstarter, sometimes people will do a little bit of like traveling in a van or whatever, and they'll like
Mm.
paint some scenery while they're out there and like sell those paintings and stuff through a Kickstarter and like fund
Oh,
the travel. So I think that'd be really
oh, that's
lovely, and you
cool.
can like
Wow.
bring people through Kickstarter with you in that sense, and they get a little bit of the journey to keep at
Mm.
home as
Oh, that's
well. So, yeah,
lovely.
it's a cool
I've not
idea,
heard
isn't
of
it? So,
that.
yeah.
You're the Kickstarter queen.
Yeah, so many ideas. Don't know how many
Oh,
of them, but yeah, that'd be a fun one. And I've never done that. I've never been to a tropical beach. I'd like to do that and find some baby turtles and help them into the water and paint them as
oh,
well.
oh, that sounds lovely.
Oh, what about you? Have you got any big projects and ideas you want to
Oh, well, you've just reminded me actually, I would love to go traveling as well and make
Oh,
art whilst traveling. So I've become completely obsessed with Scandinavia,
mm,
and I was looking at like artist in residency things.
mm.
You can sometimes get funding to do that, but it's I've never done all that kind of filling out and getting funding and stuff. So it's very competitive. But you can
Yeah.
just pay to go and be an artist in residence, and you get to hang out in these lovely little Norwegian houses with a couple of other artists, and you're there for like a month. And you take your inspiration from the land and from myths and legends and folklore. And I'm like, yes, yes, please.
That would be
So I would
amazing,
love
wouldn't
to
it?
do that.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, my kids are still quite young, so I don't know if I can do it yet. I think I'll have
Yeah,
to
I'm in a
wait a little
similar
bit.
position here, but could probably
Yeah,
do a couple of days. Might be about it
yeah.
at the
That's it.
moment.
You had your lovely little trip to Somerset last year, didn't you?
Yeah, over the solstice last year. Yeah, I managed to. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought in about February or March, I thought, right, I'm just going to book this thing and I'm going to do it and
Mm.
I'm going to take my paints and I'm going to have a bit of a walk and stuff. And it ended up being really close to where your dad came from, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah, Lamyat. Yeah,
Yeah,
he lived there for quite a while. So yeah, it's so funny. I couldn't believe that. I mean, it's a hamlet. It's not even a village.
I
It's like in the
know, out
middle
of
of
all
Somerset.
places.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
that was
cool.
weird. But yeah, that was a
Oh,
gorgeous little weekend. I just took 2 nights there and like just took so many photos, did a little bit of painting and writing and stuff. And actually I was going to
mm.
make a little book, like a booklet magazine type thing maybe a zine of like the weekend, like a solstice zine thing. I haven't got around
Oh,
to
do
putting it
it.
all together yet because there's been so much other stuff going on, but might still
Yeah,
do that. I don't know.
that
But
sounds lovely. Even just for yourself,
yes,
remembering to do art for yourself, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely. And
That
just
sounds
like
nice.
that's the thing I like about art journaling as well. I keep meaning to do more of that because like
Mm.
I love the idea of having a journal with like loads of like pages that you've gone over and added little bits of fabric and different papers and stuff too, and painted in it and scribbled in it and all that, and just put ideas of all sorts in. I love the idea of that. So
I love the idea of that, but I'm rubbish at doing it. Rubbish.
what?
I'm a terror, Jess. I lose everything. I've got notebooks filled with great ideas and I've just lost them. And they're in the house, but they are just scattered. I need a PA. I need someone to be
Oh,
like
I know exactly what
sorting
you
out my
mean.
paperwork.
I've got notebooks all over the place as well. I mean, I've got my book, some books up there. I try and keep my journaly things and magical books on a shelf up here, and like they don't all stay up there. They often end up in drawers or boxes somewhere else. But I've got a couple up there at the moment. So
That's a good idea. Just a dedicated place. That's what I need to
it helps
do.
a bit, yeah. But
Definitely.
it's like you'll
Oh,
stop doing it and then you'll get like distracted by some other job, or it's like, oh, it's time to make tea, or
yeah.
something like that, and just put
Yeah.
it down, and then it ends up like in a corner somewhere. Like,
Oh man,
oh,
that's the worst thing about working from home, isn't it? Just looking about and seeing a mess and
yeah.
like, oh God, I've got to clean the bath, I've got to do this, that, and the other,
Ah,
and it just
no.
takes you out of it. That is the worst thing about working from home, probably.
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh,
got to be really strong and ignore the mess. Yeah.
yeah, you have. Yeah, totally. Oh, thank you so much for doing this, Jess.
Oh, thank you too. Thank you for saying yes. It's really lovely. Oh, how
We
long do
sort
these
of have
last?
it in our heads.
Sorry, go on.
I've got no idea. I was going to say we had it in our heads like for, yeah, a few months, maybe 6 months, didn't we? And
Yeah,
we were both a bit nervous to do it. But you're
absolutely. Yeah.
so easy to talk to.
Oh, I feel the same about you. It's like just a really nice chat, isn't it? It's really lovely.
Totally.
We'll have to
Yeah,
get
no,
together
it's
in
been
real life
great. I
somehow
know.
sometime.
So I drove past like where you're
Yeah,
from,
you
so
did,
close to you the other day. I was like, oh my God, I'm really near you.
Oh,
Oh, but yeah, one day we'll organize. Maybe we could do an artist in residence somewhere. We could, like in this country, or yeah, somewhere not too far, and we could go and have a little artistic break.
oh, that would be awesome. I wonder if there's
That's
a
doable,
place.
isn't it?
Yeah, hey, we should look and see if there's anywhere between like where we live and like where we can both get to easily or something.
That'd be
Just like
great.
meet up and do some live painting for people and stuff like that, and painting and making
That'd
and
be so nice.
wandering around fields and whatever. So,
Gathering our herbs.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I'd love
that'd be
that.
awesome.
Oh, we've
Oh,
been going for nearly an hour, I think. This is quite
yeah,
impressive.
I know. It doesn't seem that long actually, but like,
Oh, I've been so rubbish at reading the comments. I think
oh,
there's a
me
few
too.
little
Sorry.
comments.
Oh, hi,
Um,
Mike. Hi.
oh, it's so
Oh, hi,
nice.
guys. Oh,
My
thank you
mum's
for joining.
joined.
It's awesome to see you all.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is. It's so lovely. We'll have to try and figure out how to save it and not
oh
delete it
yeah.
because
Try not to lose it. I'll give it a go. I looked it up, and apparently there's a little button that says you can save it onto your phone as a video.
oh,
And
fab.
then there's another
Okay.
one that can save straight onto Instagram. So if I can save it onto my phone as well, I might be able to put it up
That's
on
good backup.
YouTube or something if you want. Or you might not want that, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's good. That's a nice thing to plan for the future, isn't it? A bit more YouTube. I
Yeah.
see loads of artists are actually abandoning Instagram and setting up their YouTubes and actually doing really well from it.
Really?
Um,
Wow. We're going to have to get on that
yeah.
train, aren't we?
Oh God. Oh no. It's like you've got to be so many things when you're an artist, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of strings to your bow, but
Absolutely.
yeah,
I know.
you're all on there, so you should go for it a bit more
Oh,
on YouTube.
I've made a few videos before, but oh my goodness, it takes ages to do all the editing and stuff. It's like I
Mm,
really understand now. Like people who do that full time, it's such a lot of work. I mean, people who don't do it kind of look and go, "Oh, that's easy. You can just make a video and stick it up there. That's not a real job."
no.
But wow.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
never
yeah.
do it.
I did it at college when I was 16. I did video editing, but the technology was so different back then. That
Yeah.
is like 22 years ago. So yeah, I haven't got a clue these days, but I love watching YouTube. That I prefer YouTube over Netflix or any of it. Like, do you
Mm.
follow Yana Yinton? And
Yes, she's gorgeous, isn't
yeah,
she?
so
Absolutely.
inspiring.
Beautiful soul. Yeah. I love her.
So yeah, you got to leave it up to the professionals sometimes because she's such a pro. But yeah, carry on doing your YouTubes though. Yeah, they're lovely. They're really relaxing to watch.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I should do a little bit more chatting on them because it just ends up being my hands painting something.
Mm-mm.
Like I kind of like record something with me talking, and you're always kind of going, "Oh no, my voice sounds stupid. Oh no, I can't
Oh, I
do it."
know.
Just scrapping it, just end up scrapping it. But
Have the
well, Mum says
faith.
kids will do your editing in 5 minutes. Yeah, they probably
Oh,
will actually.
true. That's so true. They're so good, aren't they? They know all the stuff.
Absolutely. Oh,
Oh,
so what have you
well,
got
thank
on
you so
for the
much.
rest of the day?
Well, I'm going to do a little bit more tidying because I'm going to Ireland on Friday. So
Oh yeah,
actually, that's mega exciting
brilliant.
because I'm not going with my family. I'm going with one of my friends, and we're going to stay in her mum's cottage in Southern Ireland in a little place called Ballycotton.
Oh wow.
I've never been to Ireland, so
Yeah.
it's like steeped in folklore. And they celebrate the fairy over there. They believe in fairies. It's so strong over there.
Absolutely. Oh
Um,
wow.
so I'm looking forward to speaking to some of the locals and
Mm.
finding out some folky fairy stories
Oh, that'd
and
be
bringing them
amazing.
back and hopefully like spinning them into my work. So
Oh,
yeah. But I need to pack and I need to clean the house because I know stuff just builds up and I'll get home and I'll be like, "Bleh,
oh
house is a
no.
mess."
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want that to bring you down and lose all the magic that you've just been
Yeah,
through. Yeah.
exactly. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm just going to run around now and do a quick clean before the kids get home and then yeah, just family life.
yep. Yep. Oh, well, have a lovely time in Ireland. I'm sure I'll chat to you
Thank
before then and
you.
whatever. But
I'll probably
yeah.
be a real pain. I'll be documenting it, putting it
Oh
all
yeah,
over my
please do.
stories.
Please do share any stories that you find there with us.
Oh,
It'll be amazing.
I will. I
Oh,
will.
cool.
Oh,
All
well,
right.
loads of love to you, Jess.
You too. Thank you
We
so
could
much for doing this.
we could carry on for hours, couldn't
We
we?
probably could bore the pants off everyone doing this. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it's been
Oh, well,
lovely.
big love, my darling. And
You
thank you to
too.
everyone for watching us have our babble.
Yay! Thank you, everyone. See you again soon. Bye.
Mwah.
Oh gosh, how are we going to save this? Let's
Bye-bye.
give it a
I
go.
know. Let's
Bye.
um maybe I press the cross at the top. Is that what I do?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It says end now. Okay. Good luck.
How incompetent. Bye.